Static, episode 87. Hopefully you're having an incredible day, whatever day you're listening or perhaps watching this podcast over at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sparky3. Give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. I got both the boys here with me. I got Zach in studio, John on Discord. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Ready to go.
I am too. I am ready for this month. This is a big month ahead for us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. John, how about you? How you feeling today?
Yeah, feeling all right. Looking forward to the upcoming month, but we got a little bit to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a little bit today. It's nothing too wild today. Like, this is just kind of the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, the seeds are being planted for what's to come in this absolutely just packed month for not only the gaming industry but for us as well. Because like coming into this month, one thing that we're going to really prioritize is a lot of episodes.
Yep.
We're gonna hit all of the major stuff that happens. So like that Summer Game Fest, like that evening, we're recording an episode. It's getting out the next day. Xbox Bethesda on Sunday, record an episode next day. Nintendo Direct, same thing. I mean, and then we're gonna have our normal episodes as well because we got like Mario Strikers Battle League. We got the Quarry. I know me and you are both picking that one up.
Yep. The one thing I do want to say about that, what I saw recently,
I saw that too.
Multiplayer functionality will not be until July.
Yeah, I think it was like the first or second week of July.
Yeah.
Either way, that's still a day one pickup. Those two both coming out on the 10th, and then of course we have Fire Emblem Three Hopes coming out on like what, the 24th?
I thought it was the 28th.
No, it was like at the 24th because it was like right at my birthday. Yeah, because it was like it comes out like right at my birthday. But I mean, we got a big month ahead. A lot of episodes coming out from Game Aesthetic on that front. And, you know, I'll go ahead and say it now. I don't care because, I mean, I feel like it's set in stone. I feel like we're going to rock with it. It's going to be a dope time. In July, we're actually going to start going live. Game Aesthetic will be live every single Saturday at whatever time. There's not going to be a set time. Let me stress that. We'll figure out a range. How about that? We'll figure out a range. We'll see what we can come up with. But yeah, it will actually be like what? I think it was the 9th. Yeah. July 9th, we'll kick off with live episodes. July 2nd, that Saturday, we'll take a break after a very hectic month of June to celebrate the holiday weekend. Have a good time there, and then follow back up the next week. Start with live shows. So looking forward to that. You know, I've mentioned before that Terrible Football Show, another Sparky 3 podcast. That one is also starting live come August. We've done one live show for the draft. And that's still probably one of my favorite podcasts that I've done. I mean, that was an awesome show. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Loved talking to a bunch of different people. So we're going to do the same thing here for Game Aesthetic. I think it's going to be a fun time doing live every single Saturday. So make sure to tune in for that. Join the Discord down below. You can submit questions to ask us and stuff in the Discord. That's a great way to get in contact with us. So I mean, I'm looking forward to doing live shows here for Game Aesthetic. And with all the extra shows that we're coming out with this month, we're right around the corner from episode 100. We've got a pretty fun topic lined up for 100. Shout out to Zach for coming up with it. We need to figure out that list sometime in the near future and prepare for episode 100. Zach's trying to remember what it was, but it wasn't your idea.
I don't know what it is either.
He said it, and I went, the hell did I suggest?
Yeah, you're the one who suggested it, and I told you, that's actually pretty good. We're going to run with that one.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be a good time. Looking forward to it. Make sure you go check us out at our website, Sparky3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month if you want to support us further. And go follow us at Twitter at GameStaticPod. With that said, boys, let's just go ahead and jump into some stuff here. All right, so the first thing here, and like I said, this is like planting the seeds for this month. This very large month ahead. We have the official announcement of a state of play coming next week, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. But here's it's still going to be, I think it's still going to be a good state of play, right? I do think that. But here's the downside. It's primarily focused on third party, as well as a sneak peek at several games in development for PSVR 2, which I got to say that could actually be very interesting. Like, because I know Sony is really wanting to do a pretty big push with the PSVR 2 into this current generation. So whatever they have in development could actually be really interesting. I'd be curious to see if we see more of the Horizon Call of the Wild, I think is what it was called. Call of the Mountain.
Yes, that's right.
I'd be curious to see if we get to see more of that, as well as just what else is in the pipeline, because I did come across a little tidbit recently that when the PSVR 2 launches, Sony says they're going to have like 18 to 20 like first party titles launching. But now the question is it all going to be new, or are you going to bring up some of your old ones? You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the question.
I mean, I would assume with saying they're going to have that many titles at launch, I would assume that several of them are going to be brought up or redone titles.
Which I can't think of anything besides Iron Man. That's the only one I can think of.
Besides that, or things that they already had on PSVR. But I mean, they could be coming out with 20 new VR games specifically for that, which would be quite a haul to start out with for VR. I mean, none of us are big into VR still, but one of these days, one of us is going to take the leap. That
is true. One of these days, one of us, I don't know who it's going to be. It's probably going to be me. I'm going to be honest. Knowing us, it'd probably be me. But that's not the point. Sooner or later, we will make the jump, and we'll make the jump probably with like a PSVR, whatever. Especially, it just depends on what they're going to do for the PSVR too. So, I mean, like the fact that some portion of this is going to be a sneak peek at it, like that's cool. But they say sneak peek makes me think that it's going to kind of end the show, you know, like maybe like last 5 minutes.
That's what it sounds like.
And it's supposed to be a 30-minute show, so that still leaves a lot of time of like what's going to be in this show, especially since it's going to be third party. The only thing that I would lock in, of course, is Hogwarts Legacy. There was recently a blog post about that. Very fascinating blog post. If you have not read it yet and you're looking forward to this game, I definitely recommend checking it out. Because all it was talking about was the features with the Dualsense controller. So they're really making a solid push there. Because like the way they put it is they want the Dualsense to basically be like your extension of the wand.
Yes.
So I was like, that's actually pretty dope. There's like a lot of little niche features that they're kind of working on with the adaptive triggers and like the 3D audio and stuff. And I told John this one earlier. It's just a little cosmetic thing that I thought was really cool. Is that depending on what house you're in, your controller will light up for the colors of your house.
See, that's always a nice touch because like very few games on PS4 right now use that. So
the light,
yeah. So whenever it does happen, or like they use the speaker that's in the controller, it always throws me off. But it's always a nice touch.
Oh yeah,
it scares the shit out of me.
Like the last game,
that speaker starts going off, I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yes.
Yeah. No, the last game I did that had it was not Sekiro, but Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima had it. What all did it have with it in Ghost of Tsushima? I'm trying to remember.
The light changed based on your environment or whether you were in battle or not, and then usually in areas and whenever you were the instrument he had, it would play through the speaker.
That's right. I remember one of the first times that like I actually like had a game that did that. You know, a few years ago. I think it was whenever I was trying to replay through the Xenoverse games, and I just was starting to play Xenoverse 2. You know, I was like, that's the fun one. I love Xenoverse 2. And I get in there, and the fucking Supreme Kai of Time starts talking, and the Elder Kai starts talking to me through the controller. I'm like, what the fuck? It scared the shit out of me.
It's a really nice feature that came out with PS4, but not many people have used it to its fullest.
Yeah. And that's one thing that's like a lot of devs are trying to work on for the PlayStation 5 is utilize that controller to its max. I mean, dude, the controller's dope. I mean, it's one of my favorite controllers that I've ever played with. I mean, it's up there. Even like fucking Phil Spencer's just like, shit, this controller's cool as shit, man. We didn't do anything to upgrade ours. But yeah, I definitely recommend giving that blog post a read because I thought it was pretty interesting what they're trying to do because the color thing was really dope. Yeah. Because like with the color thing, it's not even just the primary color. It'll show off both colors.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so like if you're a Slytherin, like you know, it's the light around the pad, so it's like one side would be green, one side would be silver. Like I think it's a really cool touch. But other than Hogwarts Legacy, I don't know what else could be here. Like with Hogwarts Legacy, I expect it to be here in some capacity, not like some overly long, like unbelievable thing. Because we already got the state of play before, but we'll at least get a release date. That's the main thing because we didn't get a release date. All we got was 2022. So I think we'll get at least a release date. Maybe Gotham Knights will be in here too. That's third party. So
yeah, that's possible, yeah.
Maybe that will be here because it's still slated for this year. Like, probably I don't get to see Stray. See my cat. Cat's supposed to come out in July. I'm ready to play that game. That game looks stupid, and I'm here for it. But other than that, like, I don't know what else could be in this. Like, I genuinely don't. Do you guys have any ideas off the top of your head?
I mean, if I wanted to take a long shot, I would like those rumors about a new Twisted Metal to be true, and we get Twisted Metal.
That's true.
Because when I'm going around my perusing of collecting, I keep seeing copies of Twisted Metal 2, and I'm just like, I need a new Twisted Metal.
Hey, those rumors are kind of, you know, getting a little spice behind them, so I think it's going to happen at some point. I've also seen a lot of rumors, and obviously this won't be here because this is first party, but I've seen a lot of rumors that Sly Cooper 5 will be announced this year.
Okay.
Those rumors are heating up right now, pretty hardcore. So if you're a Sly fan, that's something to watch out for. But I mean, other than that, like again, I don't know what all could be here in terms of third party. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, maybe like, you know, some other looks at games that we already kind of know. Like, what other new announcements could be here? That's what I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering, because when you asked me about it earlier, I've been kind of racking my brain. I'm like, I don't actually know what's going to show up here, aside from, like you said, Hogwarts Legacy. I mean,
that's a lock.
It's like that's gonna happen. I mean, that's coming out this year. It's like they want to at least get a release date out in something other than like just tweeting about it or it showing up in a random article.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
I mean, we could always get John's favorite non-existent game, Digimon Survive, show up.
All right, now listen. That game exists and it's coming out. Now that, you know what? That's a possibility, actually.
I didn't bring it up. One wasn't me.
That's actually a good point. It is coming out on PS4, so that could be here too.
Because my line of thinking was just, I mean, it's a Sony show. I'm gonna get a JRPG.
Yeah.
And I went,
yeah.
Digimon Survives slightly a JRPG.
Ooh. Oh.
I will. Okay, let me say this. If Digimon Survive shows up, I'll admit they made a game.
Please have Digimon Survive here. We have to end this madness. No, something Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 16 could be here.
No.
Yeah.
Or even like Final Fantasy 7 Part 2. One of the two could potentially be here, I think.
Yeah, it's about time when they're supposed to be making that second part, so that could be here.
Yeah, because I mean, they've been working on it. We just haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of the two, I would expect Final Fantasy 7 Part 2. It's Final Fantasy 16. I don't really think we're hearing any more about it this year.
Really?
At least not for the first half of the year. If we hear anything about it, I'd say maybe third quarter.
I feel like 16 is going to be in the same ballpark as what 15 was, and like we'll hear about it once they got it more put together. But the main thing they've been pushing is that 7 remake and whatnot. So I think they're going to probably finish that out before we hear anything on 16.
Right.
That's kind of my thinking too, because 16, I mean, they came out of the gate and basically showed us a little bit of it, and we're like, hey, we're working on it, and then now it's like, okay, well, now we're gonna distract you with Final Fantasy 7 again until we get to where we want to show you something else. That'll be a while before we see anything.
I know it's not going to be here, but I would love to just throw out like a Hail Mary, as I'd like to see more of that new tactics game that's coming out from I think it was Square. That's like another pixel one, whatever, that was announced not too long ago and caught everyone's eye. I don't remember what it's called. It's called like Dealfield Chronicles or something. Or is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm throwing a Hail Mary. I would love to see that there. I know it's not, but I'm going to throw the Hail Mary. That'd be cool to see.
I mean, if we're throwing Hail Marys and Dokev.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that game.
I don't even remember if. Well, I think they announced it was going to be on all platforms, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually completely forgot about Dokev. I'm going to be very, very honest. Just because of how radio silent it's been.
I mean, I'm also now looking forward to a friggin' what's it called? I think it's called like Gunpal or something.
What?
So there's a trailer that came out this past week called, I think it's called Gunpal. I didn't have to go through my search history, but more or less it's a Pokemon-esque aesthetic where you're going around capturing, I forget what they call these creatures, but you also add in guns. You fight alongside them with guns, and your pals also use guns, and you're stopping an evil organization who straight up kidnaps them and puts them in like factories to build guns and everything. It's fucking dark.
This is a very dark topic as well with real world events.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I haven't heard about that one.
Was it Pal World?
Yes, I believe
Pal
so.
World. Oh my God. Hang on. I'm going to look this up now too. What the hell is Pal World?
I mean, it's in my history.
Yeah.
I could find it.
The article I clicked on says this new creature collecting game kind of looks like Pokemon with guns.
Yes, that's it exactly.
Yeah, I see it. I see that. I also see the thing from
there's an assembly line of some squirrels assembling assault rifles.
They've been captured by the organization or being forced into labor.
Pokemon with guns survival game.
Yes.
IGN's just like Pal World official trailer, Pokemon like shooter game. Jesus Christ.
That's
All
it.
right. All right. Well, that's an interesting thing to think about. I'll take a look at that later, I guess. But in terms of the state of play, looking forward to it for sure, mostly because I want to know when Hogwarts Legacy is going to come out. Because I feel like at this point, like with everything that we're kind of continuously getting about it, like more and more tidbits, info, that blog post, like it's coming out this year. Like to me, that feels like it's locked in. So I just want to know kind of release day, what we're looking for there. But you know, with this, it also brings up the question: when the fuck are we gonna get a first party direct? You know what I mean? Because I mean, right now, like they're just like Microsoft. Their fall is like, what's happening? You know, like besides like Forspoken, which chat about that in a little bit. Like, you know, what else is coming out? You know what I mean?
I would assume August.
I've seen a lot of people say that like state of play, the first party one would actually be like in September. I'm like, that feels so late because the big question is God of War. That's the big question.
So whenever they decide they're gonna announce the God of War like release date is when we're gonna get the trailer or the first party state of play.
That's true.
Like whenever they decide we're gonna actually release more information on it, that's when the state of play is gonna come out.
You know what I can guarantee though, in this fall, I can do is I can play Deathloop again because it'll be out of its year only on PlayStation 5 and PC. So it'll come out on everything else, and I can play Deathloop again.
That is true. That is true.
You can't just play Deathloop again.
I mean, I can,
But I guess he wants to play on his Xbox.
Yeah.
John's just like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. John's sitting there thinking,
I buy the same game repeatedly, and that's dumb to me.
Like John is just sitting there, he's just like, that's some dumb shit that Alex would say, which not wrong. Not wrong. With God of War though, you know, with all these delays that we've had, we've touched on this before where it's like God of War is like, is it coming out this year? It's like recently it was rated in Korea, which that's usually a pretty telling sign that it is coming out. Because like, as history shows, when these games have been rated in Korea, give it about 4 months and the game's coming out. So that can give you an idea of when God of War may come out is 4 months from now. So we've got to have a first party direct soon. I mean, I would think maybe July because I mean they're going to want to do some marketing push. You know what I mean? Like they're going to want to do some marketing push, make some cash off of it with merch and shit. So I'm going to say July is when we'll get a first party one, but. I mean, regardless, looking forward to seeing what's going to be at this. If I know I just said that for this month we're going to like do like episodes for everything, and this might be the only thing that we won't. Like we may just record on Saturday still. You know, it just depends on what's at the state of play. You know, I feel like since it's not first party, I feel like probably just doing a normal thing will probably be the best. Everything after that, though, you know, a different story.
Yeah. Unless this comes out and it's just an absolute banger.
Yeah, if it's an absolute banger, then we are recording next Thursday for Game Aesthetic and talking about it and getting the episode out early. Any last thoughts on State of Play? Are we ready to hop over to the next thing?
No, not really.
Okay. Next up, let's chat quickly here about Mario Strikers Battle League. We're not far away from the release. We got some little piece of info, and a demo is out for it, which is pretty cool. I'm going to check out the demo. So apparently the demo is out right now for Nintendo Switch Online members only at the moment, which I think it's a new thing. I don't think they've done,
as far as I'm aware.
I don't think they've done that for the previous demos. I think the previous demos were just available for everyone, but like they also have you know, the next portion of the first kick demo like next week on the 6.3 to 6.5, which John, you were kind of reading about that before we started. Apparently like that's for the online stuff and it's going to be in sessions.
Yeah, that's for like online quick battle is what I was reading. And over the course of those 3 days, there's 6 different, it looks like hour-long time slots where you can jump into it and should be able to play online. Said you can group up with your friends and play, or you can just play against random people in quick matches.
Right. Okay. From what I've seen of the people that's playing the demo right now, is that it's just honestly a lot of fun. Everyone, and yeah, it's Mario Strikers. So people, it's just like this is not a Mario sports game. This is a fighting game.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that is what Mario Strikers is. And I've seen a lot of the animations. The animations for it look awesome. Like some of the animations have absolutely just cracked me up. With like what Wario and Waluigi and Donkey Kong's is good. Peach's losing animation was pretty funny to me, where it's just like, you know, like that she has like a shocked face of where she loses, and she has like a moment of like, calm the fuck down, Peach, calm, because she's like, and just like walks off, whatever. Like just stuff like that. I saw some dude just share something about like one of Peach's abilities, which is like the goalie straight up just turned into a simp for Peach, where like the goalie's like ready, like trying to block her special attack, and she throws like one more time. He's just like, oh my god, I'm in love with you. Turns around and throws the ball in for her. It's like, there you go, got to score. So like this goalie just it was Boom Boom. He's like the dude that shares like my god, Boom Boom just became a simp for Peach. I mean, I'm excited to play this game. Mario Strikers are a lot of fun, so I'm pretty pumped for it. But another little piece of tidbit that we got about this is that they did announce that they're going to be having free post-launch content, which is including characters, which continues the trend that they've been doing.
Yes.
They've done this a lot, and they've especially done this with Mario sports games, which reading this is always like, okay. Now, I didn't get Super Rush or whatever it was, the golf game. I didn't pick that up, right? I never picked up Aces. Nick did. Yeah. Aces is a lot of fun, very fun gameplay, and it had the same approach. But like, from what I understand from both Aces and I think, is it called Super Rush?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, the thing with both those games is like, the game's like died quick and then picked back up a year later because of a year worth of content dropping. So that's what I'm afraid for Strikers, is that like it's going to have a hot launch, but then it's going to just die off, like fall off a fucking cliff until more content comes, because it's just so barren. That's what's happened the previous 2 sports games for Mario. So that's my concern with this, is that they continue to do this, this trend with the Mario sports games. And I don't know, that's how I feel about it, is that it could potentially just fall off a fucking cliff. It's just going to ultimately come down to that multiplayer. Like how's it going to be online, especially the servers? Jesus Christ.
We'll see, because I mean, so far the trend, at least with these types of games, like soccer-esque online games, usually keep a solid community of some sorts.
Right. Yeah, I hope it doesn't fall off a cliff. I feel like with all like the club stuff that you can do, and like you're saying with soccer and stuff, I feel hopefully it'll kind of not completely fall off a cliff, but like I'm just afraid it's going to just be a barren game for like a year. And then throughout the next year, as we get stuff come out, then it'll, like a year from now, for example, the game's gonna be awesome to play. Need an immediate pickup sort of thing. Well, just
keep it up, Alex. If you do that, you'll have the most buffest whatever character you choose. With all the best armor.
Know who I'm playing.
Donkey Kong.
That's right.
You'll just be the beefiest.
Do I need to go get my outfit?
You'll just be the beefiest monkey ever, and just whenever people go up against you, you're just ramming them and just taking out their whole team.
Fuck yeah. I'll go get my outfit right now. I'll do it.
I don't care.
Actually, no, I won't. It's in a vacuum seal at the moment. I don't know where that vacuum seal bag is. I'll bust out the Donkey Kong. If we get like any sort of Donkey Kong anything at this Nintendo Direct coming up, I'll wear my Donkey Kong outfit on the show. We'll do it. Have a great time. But I mean, Mario Strikers Battle League. Excited for the launch though. I mean, like I said, this is day 1 pickup. I'll probably play the demo too. I'll probably try that out.
Yeah, I'll pick up the game depending on how I feel if I try out the demo, because I don't have any attachment to Strikers, because never really played Strikers before. Fair. So it's all going to depend on how it feels when I play it during the demo time.
Fair. John,
hello.
Did you ever watch the Black Eagles trailer?
Oh, why you gotta do this again?
I could have told you the answer to that.
It's your house, bro.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Why do I need to watch a trailer? It's called having faith.
Damn.
Fair. Well, all that matters is we got a trailer for the most important house in Fire Emblem.
And the most important character.
That's true.
Dorte.
Shout out to Dorte. Shout out to my new display too. But yeah, we did get the Golden Deer trailer, saving the best for last, and I like everyone's looks. I dig it. Yeah, I dig it. I'm about it. Marianne's looks, I think, probably the best out of all.
I feel like Raphael should still had a chef hat.
He didn't have a chef hat.
I mean, I know he still needs a chef's hat.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, shout out to Dorte though. That was the best part. That was absolutely the best part, where it was Dorte, for anyone who hasn't played Fire Emblem Three Houses, is a random horse at the stable that if you go through like Marianne's support dialogues, she can talk to animals, and Dorte is just one of the horses that she talks to and just, you know, takes care of and whatever. So like in one of her move sets, she'll summon Dorte to the field and he'll just run in and just destroy everyone in front of him.
Like literally, she casts a giant ice pillar,
Yes.
and Dorte shows up. He's just like, "I'ma take them," goes straight through them and shatters that ice pillar like nothing.
Yes, and my favorite thing was the thing that I showed you that someone shared, where it's just like, you know, other horses in Fire Emblem Three Hopes. It's just like, whatever. And it's just like Dorte in Fire Emblem Three Hopes. It's like, I will go through the depths of hell for Marianne. It's like, I will go through this frozen lake for her. Dorte is the fucking G, dude. But no, everyone's appearances look dope. I mean, the main thing is that's super awesome about all these trailers that we've gotten building up to this is that obviously, like, as we found out from just the very beginning of this, the blue lines, everyone's playable.
Yes.
That's the main thing. That's super cool. I felt like if they cut literally any characters out from any of the houses, like even if you could only cut, like, let's say 2 per house or 3 per house, you know what I mean? It still would have felt kind of lackluster. Because, like, I mean, like, all of these characters, like, when it came to Fire Emblem three houses, every character really had an impact. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not really surprised by this, honestly, just because of how
You are the Warriors guy.
because how Koei Tecmo is. Like their main Warriors games, they always have large cast of characters and whatnot. And with their main series, they've sort of streamlined the weapon set, so it is very interesting to see that with the Fire Emblem set, with what it is, they have gone back to the unique move sets for each character and whatnot for this game. My thing, real curiosity, just with other Koei Tecmo things I know is, and the fact of Fire Emblem is, will you be able to class change at all with your characters?
That's a good point. Considering, you know, we can, you know, have a Dark Mage Leone or whatever you did. What did you do? Was it with Hilda?
It was Hilda. I made Hilda a white mage.
Week 3 of him asking what you did on
it's
with
just-
your weird character.
It just blows me away, and I just continue to try to forget about it, honestly. But no, that's actually a good point. If we can kind of respec anyone, that is a very, or because it's like, how does like can you do that in other Warriors games like quite a bit? Because I know like the only Warriors game that I ever really got into was the first Hyrule Warriors, and you know every character has like different weapon sets that you can go through. Like Link had like 6 different ones. Shout out to the spinner. The spinner was fucking stupid and fun. So like, is it kind of like that with all other Warriors games too?
Not really. I mean, in the Warriors games, usually if you're playing historic characters.
Right.
They're not the most historically accurate, but they're historic characters,
Right.
and they have their weapon, and they use a specific moveset. In the older games, each character had their own specific movesets to fit their style. In the newer ones, they have a weapon and whatnot, and you can choose like a secondary weapon and everything. So you can use different weapon styles on the characters, but each character has a specialized one where they have specific moves associated with it. The only ever respecking was if you made a custom officer and whatnot.
Okay, gotcha. I'm curious if... Go ahead.
I'll say you'll be happy to know while you guys were talking before I went ahead and watched the Black Eagles trailer for you.
What is your opinion on your beautiful Eagles? How are you feeling about
Okay,
it?
one Petra and Linhardt look fucking awesome.
Petra does look good.
Petra and Linhardt look awesome.
Linhardt does Linhardt's design is very solid. I will not lie. Did you like that build up moment for Ferdinand where he had like a little bit of a delay? It's like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah, he showed up on the screen. I was like, oh, come on, man. Why you gotta have a build up like this? But and then I will say, like, got a little smile when I saw Caspar show up because in my game, as you know, Alex, I started referring to him as the God of War.
That's true.
Because he was just for my playthrough in Black Eagles, he was like by far the most powerful character on the field.
I feel that. I'm assuming you ran a War Master.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that's understandable because like the other like notable War Master, of course, Raphael. My Raphael was a fucking God of War as well, so I feel you. War Master is a great class in that game. Which, you know, also with that, you know, with back to your point of like respecting and stuff, is like, you know, every single character in Fire Emblem Three Houses has what's considered, you know, their canon route.
Yeah.
And that's kind of being really showcased here. You know, in how we've seen all these characters play, like it's showing their canon routes. But like every character also has like a secondary route that's like you could either do this, which is like their canon, or hey, this one's really solid too, or you can be Zach and make a white mage Hilda. So I'm curious if like, is it going to give you the options to like, let's say a good example is Caspar. Caspar is primarily like his main route is of course War Master with the intention of using an axe. Meanwhile, you know, Raphael's War Master with the intention of being brawling, but like they can both swap back and forth if you want to. It's like, you know, can you do Caspar primarily with axe, or then change it up like, oh, you want to be a brawler Caspar? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if we're gonna have those options.
I mean, based on other Koei Tecmo games, I could very much see them having a secondary weapon, which would be very easily done with that warrior system. So that I could very plausible see. But what we've seen from all the three of these trailers is it is very strongly going, hey, we're going the canon routes.
Yeah.
And then some of the like Petra's assassin that we saw that she's running. So sort of fan favorite choices or canon routes that were the most ideal way to go with them. But I could definitely see a secondary weapon. My thing was more curious of just the Fire Emblem thing that was big in this one was training them.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
And just being able to do that thing of doing my weird ass Hilda White Mage just because I went, sure, I'll do it. Why not?
Okay.
It would be interesting if, because you mentioning the training, it would be really interesting if they did, even though like their main weapon set is like their cannon route, it would be really interesting to see them if they had like a training system like that where you could just run wild with it.
I mean, I did.
Well, no, I mean in Three Hopes.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope if they took the extra time for that in Three Hopes.
Then you could recreate your weird shit and see how
see how it's
it works in this game.
I mean, it would work just as well. It'd actually be easier because it's a Warriors game.
That's fair. No, I you know, the more I think about it, from the only one obviously that I've played extensively, like that is such like a deep detailed game. I mean, like there's so much in the, you know, Hyrule Warriors, like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours, as I'm sure all Warriors games probably are, right? Like just hundreds, a stupid amount of hours, right?
Depends on how deep you want to dive into them. Okay. I mean, some of the newer ones maybe not so much because 9 was sort of a bust.
Rip.
They try to make it open world. They don't know how to do open world.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before. Yeah.
Koei Tecmo's got away from that. Samurai Warriors 5 was really good. So, I mean, there is stuff. You can definitely sink some hours in Warriors games. And the thing with these licensed ones that they done, there is a lot more detail into it, though, just because it is sort of fan bases and concrete stuff to do. Like, even like the Black Clover one, which I don't even think was as well received. There was
Courtlet Knights.
Yeah. It still had quite a bit of detail and whatnot to it, even though people didn't like it.
I never played Courtlet Knights, but I did look at it, like the multiplayer. The multiplayer looked very fascinating. Like the online multiplayer for it. It looked very, very fascinating. But by the time I found out the game was a thing, it was already like the servers were already dead. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, never mind. It looked cool. But
that one died super fast. And I don't remember, was Koei Tecmo involved in the Fairy Tail one, John? You played that, didn't you?
No.
The Fairy Tail one?
Just the Fairy Tail game.
Oh, the Fairy Tail game itself? Yeah, no, okay. They weren't.
I couldn't remember.
I still need to play that eventually.
You were the one who was so excited about it. I just jumped on the train with you, and then
he abandoned you on the train.
That's one of the few games that I've actually platinumed as well.
Wait, you platinumed it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Yeah, I do want to play that game eventually, but I will say, you know, that game does not go on sale, by the way. That game is still pretty much full price at all times.
Damn.
Because I have looked into it recently, and it's just like, can I not get this game a little bit cheaper, please?
Nope.
Yeah, like the cheapest I can get it is like used at Game Exchange for like $45, and I'm like,
it's a fun game.
I just have such a love. I just have such a love-hate relationship with Fairy Tail. I do. It's developed into that, but I don't know. Sooner or later, I'll play it. Sooner or later. I don't know when. I have a long list of games I'm playing right now.
Alan Wake?
Fuck off. I will play that eventually. I'm going to prove a point that I always stay true to my word, and I will play games I say I'm going to play.
The real point is whether you play Splatoon 3 or not.
I am getting Splatoon 3 day one.
That's a different thing than what he said.
I am getting it and playing it day fucking one. Mark my words right here on episode 87. I did get the Mafia trilogy, though, finally, and started playing that. And that first game...
It's rough.
Even if it's a remake, it is rough. Like, that game infuriates the absolute shit out of me to extents that I can't even begin to fully express. But the story is entertaining, and that's keeping me enough to want to continue to play it. But Jesus Christ, even with a remake, it's rough. Anyway, all right, let's hop over to our next topic. We got a couple more lined up here today. So the first one is, this has been quite the topic of conversation over the past couple weeks on Twitter and stuff, is Game Pass Burnout. It's been kind of like a Twitter trend of announcing to the world that you're unsubscribing to Game Pass. Like, it's now just like a meme at this point. It's like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. I'm just wanting to be like everyone else and announce it. But like, there is a lot of people who are claiming that they are unsubscribing. I've seen some other people that I follow where it's just like, I've been unsubscribed for months. I mean, there's many months I've been unsubscribed, but with the intention to come back. But it's like no point in using it now. It's like the big thing is just because obviously like lack of like big titles that's been dropping, especially first party titles. That's been obviously a conversation we had last week. And with this Game Pass Burnout, like it was already kind of a topic that was kind of floating around and stuff. But like what really put some more, fuel to the fire was good old Kotaku posting an article about it, literally saying the Burnout is finally here for Game Pass, whatever. And then the article details, it's just like due to like the lack of AAA titles that are being released, it's just like there feels like quite of a burnout with Game Pass. It's like the hype is gone, blah, blah, blah. And even the official Game Pass Twitter responded saying, tell me you only play AAA titles without telling me you only play AAA titles. So it's like with this topic, both sides have very good points. You know what I mean? Because on one side, it's just like, where are the first party titles? I'm not even going to sit here and say like AAA, but like the one side of like the Burnout is there's no first party titles coming out. Yeah. But on Game Pass's side, the Twitter account, they bring up a good point too. It's like, tell me you only play AAA without telling me there is a lot of good indie games that come out on Game Pass and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, the Game Pass Burnout. I mean, do you guys feel the burnout? Because we all have Game Pass, right? I know John does. You have it, correct? Yeah. Okay. We all have Game Pass. Do we feel the burnout? I mean,
hell no.
Like, see, I don't feel it at all. I mean, there's still like there's still so many games. It's just like, oh, dope.
It's like I just looked at my download list on Game Pass. Currently, I have 11 games downloaded on Game Pass. Like 2 of them are AAA titles. It's like I don't really use Game Pass for AAA titles most of the time. I scroll through and I find games that I've missed, like indie games I've missed, or I find games that I've been wanting to play that get added to it, and then I download them and I play them. It's like I've still got a long list of games on there that I haven't downloaded yet, just because I don't want to have 30 games downloaded that Fair. Are just taking up all my space. Yeah, I've got no Burnout right now. I can't. It's like I struggle to decide which game I'm gonna play next.
That's fair.
See, I mean, yeah, that's sort of how I feel. I wonder if it's just the mindset with having Game Pass, because with me with Game Pass is
that's a good point.
I mean, the big push for it always was like the day one releases with Game Pass. Is like, hey, day one release, you're getting these big titles and whatnot, without having to pay the full price for it. Just buy this and whatnot. But I mean, I've never used Game Pass for that. I mean, if there was a game that I noticed in them, I would download it. But I never focused on the AAA stuff. Like, I just downloaded Citizen Sleeper, which is on Game Pass, and then one other oddball indie game that I just saw in there, which sure, why not? And which that's more or less what I use Game Pass for. It's just I just see what goes up on it and go, that seems interesting, and go like, I'll try this because I have Game Pass versus spending the $15 to $20 for an indie game that I'm unsure about and everything, instead of trying to do Xbox's refund policy, which they're good with, but I'm also bad at. I'm not very good at being able to tell whether I like a game fully or not after just 2 hours. Right. Just because I like to mess with stuff. Because like one of the...
you want to... Go ahead.
It's like, because one of the ones that I really got from it within the last couple months that was just popped up, which I would have probably never touched without Game Pass, was Nobody Saves the World, which is a roguelike game, which is really fun.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, if you want a great indie game on Game Pass, I mean, it was cheap on Steam when it was there, but Vampire Survivors is on Game Pass now.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You
Like,
talked so
it
highly
showed up
about
on
that
game.
one.
Hey, I don't know why you're putting your head down, Zach. That game is phenomenal, and you would love it.
Apparently, you would love it, Zach.
No, I won't.
Everybody would love it. No, I mean it's a great game. It's like that's one that it's like I bought it and I'm probably still gonna end up playing it on Game Pass.
Right. And with this whole conversation though, Zach, what you said is a very, very good point. Is that like everyone's kind of got it ingrained in their head, of the new games day one releases.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. Xbox Bethesda had the 90-minute press conference last year when it was all wrapped up. I don't remember how many games they announced. Let's just say 30 games, right? As just an example. Like, it's just like, oh, out of these 30 games that we announced, 27 of them are going, day one Game Pass. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, almost every game was like, it'll be available day one on Game Pass. So, like, you're right. It is like the mentality of new games. When are they coming to Game Pass? That's the mentality. So I think that's part of like everyone's kind of beef with it. But like, I don't know. I mean, dude, the catalog is so deep and it's so good. In my opinion, there's a lot of good, amazing games on there that you can just simply go back and replay, and that's the big thing. And I know for a lot of people's cases, Game Pass is still gonna be like their primary way to like do stuff, just because it's got like some multiplayer games they play, Halo Infinite being an example, of course. So I mean, I do get the frustration because I'm as I'm sure almost everyone is, as it's a notable conversation. We're all frustrated from the lack of first party stuff coming from Microsoft. It keeps, or understandably though, stuff getting delayed, whatever, but there is frustration there. So I do get it. I do get that. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, there's a lot on there. Like, you can go have a great time and to possibly discover your next favorite game, for example. I mean, I've tried a decent handful of games, and there's still more that I want to try. There was some game that I tried. I forgot what it's called, but it was a game preview game. I think you walked in when I was playing it one day. It was like some building game or something, some 3D game. I don't remember what it's called, though. It's in game preview. Astria Ascending is one that I've tried on there. I didn't get very far into it, but I was enjoying what I was playing. In my sports fix, kind of like you, downloaded NBA 2K22.
Yeah.
Cool. Spent some time on that. Had a good time. Forgotten City. That game was awesome. Loved that game. I highly recommend people downloading that one. That one's a good time. Like, there's so many other games you can play besides just like, the next big AAA title. And plus, they, having EA Play on there and stuff is pretty dope as well. You get access to a lot of great games like Mass Effect. So I mean, like the catalog is massive. So I don't get the burnout because of just like how many good replayable games are on there. That's the thing. You know what I mean? And plus, there's so many things you could possibly discover.
I mean, and like a thing that's with me, just because as you use Game Pass and whatnot, it does make suggestions for you of other things in their catalog. Like, hey, you played this, you might like this, and there's tons of things I didn't even realize they had in their catalog. I'm just like, oh, that's nice. And added to my queue to download at some point in time, which I eventually forget. But hey, it's there if I ever look back at it. And I mean, the other thing I like to look at Game Pass for is because a lot of people, at least who have the Game Pass Ultimate, always forget that the feature is Game Pass also comes with some features, like the whole fact that anything on Game Pass you can play on your 360 and PC. So if you have both, you can interchange it, and you don't have to play it on one thing and then have to buy it on one of the others. And you also don't have to start a whole new save. It transfers data as long as you're using the same Microsoft account. So there's also those features with Game Pass and whatnot that comes with it as well, which is always nice, which is a nice touch, which people don't mention or hit on nowadays because people are just focused on the catalog.
Yeah, focused on the catalog, focused on the big stuff. Like, I just pulled up Game Pass here on my phone, and bro, there's still like so many games that I would personally like to try, kind of like how John feels, where it's just like, oh God, what do we play next? And plus, there are games I'd like to replay. Like, they've got all three of the Banjo games on there. I'd be down to replay those at some point. Those games are always fucking fun. Let's see.
I was gonna say, because like one thing,
Boyfriend Dungeon, don't tickle my hilt.
Yeah, because I don't even have, like, I use Game Pass Ultimate, but I use it purely for PC right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't have like my Xbox or anything plugged in. I don't have a Series S or anything like that yet. And even then, even though the catalog for PC game or games compatible with PC is much smaller, it's still a massive list of games.
True.
that I haven't worked my way through. I couldn't imagine having a console with their library and looking at it and going, "There's nothing to play here."
I agree. It's overwhelming as shit, dude. Like, still looking through it, like, you know, Dragon Quest is on my radar at some point, you know, because, John, how much you've hyped it up. You know, I feel, because, John, you're the one who's told me if there's a Dragon Quest to, like, kind of jump into and get into the franchise, it's going to be 11.
Oh, yeah, 11's great.
You know, that's on Game Pass.
It's a fantastic starting point.
Like, that's on there. I would love to replay through the Fables again, or at least 1 and 2. 3.
I mean, the entire Yakuza series on Game Pass, if I remember correctly.
I'll get down there in a minute and I'll let you know.
Yeah, it is. At least, it's on Ultimate for PC as well. Like,
because I always push Yakuza, especially if you want to try fucking Like a Dragon and that stupid amalgamation of RPG and gangster.
Right.
That's on my list to try to get to at some point.
It's fucking stupid as all hell.
You know, it's got all the Gears, of course. I'd be down to replay those. It's got Hades, and I've yet to play Hades, but I want to. That's still on my list.
That's how I played it. I started playing Hades through Game Pass.
You know, Greedfall. I would like to give Greedfall another shot before the next one comes out. It Takes Two. I still want to try that at some point as well. I mean, dude, the list is massive. Fucking Kill It With Fire. Fucking spiders.
It makes me wonder. I mean, so people who are saying they have Game Pass Burnout makes me curious of just, is it people that are specifically looking for AAA games, or is it just,
I feel like it is.
Or people who, like, all these games we're mentioning that have replayability and just they've played all those already and don't want to replay them? Because
that's also, I think, a possibility.
There's a long list of things, and a lot of people who could be doing this, hey, I've stopped my Game Pass subscription. Because you said it's people like you following one. It seemed to me like people who could possibly have played all these bigger titles and whatnot and just aren't really looking for indie stuff and just looking for something to consistently play and whatnot. And it's just a thing of mindset, I feel like, to me, because Game Pass will always be a good money saver for people who are on a budget and can't always go like, oh, new game, drop $60,
$70, whatever.
Ain't shit. Versus Game Pass is just like, yeah, some of those games you won't always get day one because they don't agree to it. Like one of the mid titles we gotten so far going into summer, Evil Dead, which is apparently doing very good.
Yeah.
It's not on Game Pass. But
yes, Yakuza games are on here.
Yeah. And it's like $30, $40 and things like that. But we did get like MLB The Show and NBA 2K22 immediately day one.
That's still nuts to me that MLB The Show finally made its way off of just PlayStation, and Microsoft went Game Pass.
Yes.
It's like that was the biggest flex move in my opinion.
Dude, it was. I also saw that they still have Scarlet Nexus, and that's one that I tried. I did try to play that at one point on my old PC, the one we're using now for the pod room, and that PC was just like, nah, bro, I'm not playing this. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we'll wait on this one. We'll try it again later. Also, Octopath Traveler. That's one that I actually already have downloaded on my Xbox, and I meant to play it here. I meant to play it not long ago, and I actually forgot that I had it downloaded until I just now saw it.
Did you finish Triangle Strategy?
I actually picked it back up the other day.
Did you finish Triangle Strategy?
No, I'm just playing it again.
Then I don't feel like you're going to finish Octopath Traveler.
You can suck my nut. I'm going to finish both. I'll finish both. I just picked Triangle Strategy back up. We're having a good time.
Triangle Strategy was my fucking John's version of Fairy Tale. You two were hype about it. I'm the only one who finished a fucking run.
I mean, that's fair. Me and John, you and I were pretty hyped about that.
I was very hyped for it, and then when I sat down to play it, it was one of those things where you're like, man, it's like I'm excited for this. I don't want to play this.
I mean, I got like 20 hours in. That's not bad.
Fucking
I don't know where I ended up dropping off at.
Shut up with you and your like 80 hours, whatever you did. Every day, Foreign Dead Man, whatever, on fucking Triangle Strategy. Every day pops up. Oh, dude. We're still talking about Game Pass here. John, you checked out a new game. I was going to say,
because the talk of like people complaining about like day one releases and that is this like yesterday. I actually used that feature for the first time.
Hey.
Because I've never like paid attention to exactly when games are coming out. And that I just open up the Xbox app on my computer every now and then and look at it, and I'm like, oh, new game. But I tried out Sniper Elite 5 yesterday.
I wanted to be noted, I was surprised that Sniper Elite's got a 5th game now. I always forget how popular that series is. I didn't know how many there
were. I was like 5.
That.
But that game is ridiculous. Like, because I'm playing it co-op with a buddy of mine, which, from what I was seeing, apparently like single player files and co-op files are 2 separate things.
Yep.
So if you wanted to do a mission co-ops with somebody, you can't just bring them into your save file and have them load up with you. You got to play through it to that point. Which doesn't bother me because the game just came out and we just started playing it. But the game is a lot of fun actually, because I've never played a Sniper Elite game before, and I will say from the cutscenes and a lot of the dialogue in that, apparently I'm some sort of badass.
Yes,
because this dude's taken care of a lot of shit before.
He's killed Hitler like 5 different times.
Yeah, it's like this dude's a badass that I've just met. But yeah, I was a little surprised because I didn't realize how big the map was for each mission.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know it's a sniping game, but god damn,
it's ridiculous.
Map. Each one is huge. And
honestly, you're making me want to download it.
I mean, it's a good game series. I mean, what John's saying about the maps, it is ridiculous because my first experience with Sniper Elite series was Sniper Elite 2, because as 3 was coming out on Steam, they made 2 free for like 24 hours. Mm-hmm. When I picked it up then, and like one of the first missions has you going into like a mining place, and like you have the top level, then you have the mining tunnels, and like it goes far. And I've only known since 3 and 4 that they made the maps bigger, so I can only assume 5 is ridiculous.
Yeah, like the first mission in 5, you start out, you just kind of going along this, like you come up on the beach and like you're kind of traveling up a little bit, and then like far off in the distance, there's like these bunkers that you gotta go down in, which go down like 3 levels and have rooms spread all throughout it that you gotta like search through for the secondary objectives and that. But yeah, the game so far has been a lot of fun. I have no idea, because there's one of the cool things about it that I noticed was in the options before you start a mission, there's like 4 different difficulty sliders for different aspects. There's the overall, like the kind of like how the weapon handles, so you can turn that up. It's like on default, it's like all it is the bullets are affected by bullet drop and wind, and then it just keeps getting harder and harder, or like more, the bullets are affected by more things the further you go into the difficulty. There's one for like enemy AI, and then there's one for like, I think it's, I don't know, it might be like how much damage you take or something like that, but yeah, there's multiple difficulty sliders for that. There's a mode in it that you can turn off if you don't, like when you do your campaign, you can turn it off if you don't want to be bothered with it. But there's a mode where you can invade someone's game, like their campaign run, like as an invader, and your job is to stop, like, I guess, kill them during the mission. I haven't messed with that at all. We turned it off because we were like, we don't even know what we're doing right now.
Next thing you know, you get someone snipe you.
Yeah, it just switches to a cutscene and neither of them fired.
Man, the thing that I don't understand in this game is post-mission reports. There's a box that has like 4 quadrants in it, and it's like one of them is non-lethal and stealthy, like non-lethal, stealthy, and then lethal and loud, basically. And I don't know what it takes, or it's called assault. I don't know what it takes to get into assault and non-sneaky, because like in the second mission, I think we killed 93 people and had like 50 bodies discovered. and we were still categorized as sneaky lethal.
That's funny.
And I'm like, half the time, like half the mission was us running through a mansion, basically, with SMGs out, just mowing people down.
I mean, if there's nobody left alive to tell the tale, I mean, you're pretty stealthy.
That was my thought process with it. He'd be like, okay, let's try to do this section sneaky, and then he gets spotted, and I'm like, we're going loud.
Just like the Payday. Just like Payday, when we played Payday. We're going to go shoot. Someone busted in the window. God dang it.
Yeah. It says something about a sniping game when I'm like running between two rooms, calling for help because I'm just being like, there's an endless wave of enemies coming after me, and I'm running out of it. In a sniping game, I'm running out of ammo in my SMG.
Yes.
And I'm like, something has gone wrong here.
No, that's just Sniper Elite.
But yeah, no, the game itself is incredibly fun so far, and it's one that I'm looking forward to continuing playing through.
To also add any sort of credibility of how much fun John is having,
don't you fucking talk about Lost Ark.
It got him off Lost Ark.
I play other games, okay?
Lost Ark and Rocket League. That's it.
And now Sniper Elite.
Yeah, now Sniper League's in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 games that I play, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and hit the weekly wrap up, boys, and get ourselves out of here. We got a few different things on here. So first up, actually a follow up to last week's conversation about the EA stuff. I'm seeing a lot of rumors that Disney's actually the front runner to just flat out purchase EA, not a merge, obviously. I know EA's preference is to be merged, but Disney's just like, do you see who we are? It's like, you're not merging with us. We're just going to buy you. So with this, though, I did see some people make a lot of jokes where it's just, because with how my Twitter is set up, Mass Effect related.
Yes.
I saw a lot of people just like, I will take one Mass Effect series from Disney Plus, please. I'm like, that would be pretty legit. So I'm here for that. That would be awesome. But we'll see. We'll continue to watch the.
We don't need that.
Shut up, John.
It'll be Paramount Plus.
Oh, God. Please, no. Not after Halo.
I mean, they got your Sonic 2.
They do have Sonic 2, and they are going to have the Knuckles spinoff. So, but Halo is just, I haven't even watched it yet. And everything I've seen, I don't want to watch it.
Shepard's just going to be nude the entire time, dancing.
That's normal. That's Mass Effect, though. That is Mass Effect, so that's fine. Next thing that we got, and this got a lot of buzz, and I mean, I get why I got buzz, but at the same time, like, there's no hard facts behind this. It's just speculation. Is TCL, not TLC. Got it. TCL recently had a presser, and they had like a big slide up, whatever. It was breaking down like each generation of games, like 8, 8.5, 9, which is what we're currently in. And they also had a section for 9.5, talking about Xbox Series and PS5 Pro with a projection of 2023, 2024. If you guys saw this, if anyone saw this, it's just literal speculation. I mean, TCL wouldn't really know anything about that, but I mean, it's a fair assumption. I would probably say at this point, since, like, let's be real, with this generation, it's almost like we've lost 2 years of this generation.
Yep.
So I would say it might be like 2025 before like a mid-gen refresh. Now, I will say there will be a new PlayStation 5 that will come out probably like, either the end of this year or next year, but it won't be like a new one. It's just going to be like that kind of a remodel that has a more readily available tech. I mean, I think that's all
like
it's going to be.
chip.
Yeah, the chip. That's all it's going to really have. But with this projection, they did throw out some specs where it's like 4K at 60 to 120 FPS rendering, and even 8K at 60 to 120 FPS just outright. So, I mean, that's dope. TLC is kind of I did it, didn't I? Yep. TCL.
Yep. Yes, you did.
Fuck off. TCL TV is kind of eat butt, though. That's my opinion. But, I mean, hey, congratulations. Good specs. Next thing on the weekly wrap-up is Sega's announcing a new project next week, but guests that are going to be on the stream suggest that it might be a mini console, so like a classic console, kind of like the Nintendo stuff before. Something to watch out for. If it is going to be a classic console, it's going to sell out very quickly, and it's going to sell for quite a bit going forward.
Would you want the Genesis or Genie?
Genesis, if it was between those two. I'd love it. I just love, like, honestly, I'd like a Dreamcast one. I know it won't happen, but that's what I would like. Shout out to John still having a Dreamcast.
I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it. I was thinking it over here, though.
The Dreamcast is what I would like. That'd be cool. I'm here for that. Next up, we have a couple different reveals as well as dates announced. Modern Warfare 2 was officially revealed with its key art. A couple of
Modern Warfare
trailers.
2 came out like 10 years ago, dude.
This is the new Modern Warfare 2. Thank you very much. Revealed with an October 28th release date, and they are really, I'm talking, really hammering like the vibes of the original Modern Warfare 2, because like it's like the same coloring scheme of like the green whatever. Obviously Pierce is in it, Ghost is in it, whatever. Soap's gonna be in it.
Yeah, the
like,
key art looked really nice.
Like they're really trying to hammer that nostalgia. Like, hey, remember this game? You know, the game that everyone considers the best Call of Duty ever. I mean, we're gonna hammer that. And I even saw like because there was a lot of leaks that already popped out, like involving like the new Warzone, like Warzone 2. Entirely new thing, but like that map and stuff and all the different areas. And I was seeing some leaks of that where it's like there's a lot of different areas that will basically pay like homage to a lot of areas in Modern Warfare 2, the original. So like they're really hammering home that vibe of like, hey, remember this game, the game that you love so much? Well, come by this game.
And will we kill all your characters you love?
Yeah, basically. I don't know. Call of Duty is just so far gone for me at this point. I did try the new Modern Warfare. It was all right. It didn't really hook me or anything, but Modern Warfare is just so far gone for me at this point. But John, are you going to play it? You get in very random Call of Duty moods. Is this going to be one of your random Call of Duty moods?
I'm not. I haven't been in one lately, and I don't really feel it coming on. But the last one that I got into was Black Ops 4. And I didn't expect to get into that one. I just kind of was sitting around one day, like a week or something after it came out. It was like, you know what, I'm going to pick this up and play it. And then I proceeded to play the shit out of it.
Yep.
But I don't think I see myself picking this up.
Okay. We did get the official reveal for Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer released with a 2023 release window. Shout out to that. Still need to finish Jedi Fallen Order at some point. I've got it for PS4. It's got the next gen upgrade for it. I got to play. I got to finish this game at some point. I don't remember how far I got, but if I go back to it, I'm just going to start over. I mean,
I haven't started that game. Is that a game I should play?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
I know he enjoyed it.
It's been one that like I keep looking at and I keep hesitating to download because I feel like it would just frustrate the shit out of me.
I mean, it's a good Star Wars action adventure game, so.
I may give it a shot then.
Lord of the Rings Gollum is officially slated for September 1st. And then TemTem is actually fully releasing on the 6th because that game has been like an open beta for 2 years.
I'm going to be curious about that because it's also releasing on console as well.
Yep.
So I'm curious how that's going to work server-wise since it's a MMO.
Yeah, and they're also adding in like some new islands and stuff for post-game content and everything. Like they're trying to do a big push for it. I tried TemTem when it first came out. I thought it was okay. I mean, the monster designs are cool. I think it's very unique, very cool. I
didn't get into it too much when it first came out, but with it getting its like full release, I've been considering like re-download it, re-going back to it, and giving it another shot.
Because now it's got like 5 or 6 islands, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more smooth than it was when we played it, obviously as well. So that's kind of the big thing. I got some Sony stuff here on the wrap up. So I already kind of teased earlier with Forspoken. There have been a lot of rumors recently that Forspoken could get delayed again into 2023 instead of coming out this year.
No, it was confirmed for Forspoken though. No microtransactions.
Yeah, no micro. So that's dope. That this will just
that's a win right there.
That is just a pure single player experience, not having to worry about any sort of microtransactions. So shout out to that. But I did see that if it does get delayed, and I know, John, you're adamant that you're not going to see. I'm seeing rumors that Final Fantasy 16 could take its place in that release window.
Like, I just don't think we're going to see anything of. Well, as of now, I don't think Final Fantasy 16 is doing anything, but that's just been. I mean, that's kind of been the message we've got so far is no information. So if they turn around and say something about it, like anytime soon, then it would be more plausible. Just based on our information is why I'm saying I don't expect to see it this year.
Right. Although Forspoken did get rated in Europe at a 18 rating, so that kind of indicates that maybe this release date is going to stick. Because once games start getting rated, 9 times out of 10 they come out, as scheduled or a few months after if they haven't, like I said with the Korea thing earlier with God of War. So it getting its 18 rating in Europe is telling us that it's going to stick. But I will say, what?
I was just gonna say, I hope the date sticks.
I hope it does too.
Because Forspoken is one of those ones where like when we got the initial trailer for it, I wasn't too big on it. I thought it's like I was kind of hesitant on it. Didn't really care for the look of it. And then the more I went back and looked at it, I was like, okay, all right, I'm starting to dig this now.
Yeah. Look, like I know the last gameplay trailer that we got looked awesome.
Yeah, it looked
it looked phenomenal.
Yeah. So this is one that I'm pretty excited for also. Sony's Days of Play sale started. That is a phenomenal time to pick up some games, so go check out those sales for sure. Again, just a reminder, please go look at that blog post for the Dualsense stuff for Hogwarts Legacy. It's super cool. You're looking forward to this game. You'll dig the features that it's going to showcase. And Sony also recently announced multiple TV series on the way for some of their games. Horizon's getting a TV series from Netflix, God of War with Amazon, and Gran Turismo, which is TBD who's going to do it. We'll see how this goes. A little gun shy. Always going to be a little gun shy.
Which one do you think is going to be the best one to come out of it? I'm thinking Gran Turismo.
Yes!
That's going to be the hardest one to fuck up.
I mean, that's a fair point. It probably would be Gran Turismo, whatever they're going to do for it.
I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting because both Netflix and Amazon have successful series. It's just...
That's true.
And it's just that everyone's always gun shy with gaming series just because we have such a long list of flops.
Yeah.
And
Halo being the most recent.
And so very few being
Right.
Yeah. It depends on if they decide to try to tell the same story or if they try to give some like weird offshoot story.
You're just gonna see Kratos walking around just fucking everyone. Like just like how Master Chief is going around just losing his virginity.
They just do the Ghost of Sparta storyline since everyone missed that on PSP.
That's fair.
I didn't miss it.
I mean, I know you didn't, but
a lot of people did though.
And I mean,
a lot of people. That might be one of the least. Well, no, I think Chains of Olympus got played less.
Yeah, Chains of Olympus did.
That was also PSP, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I lucked out and got it just because I got the God of War collection, which had everything leading up to 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Makes sense. And then finish up the show, just a couple of quick little memes for you. Diablo Immortal, of course. I felt like I had to shout this out since that used to be the meme of the show. But Diablo Immortal is getting a G Fuel flavor. And, if you're a fan of G Fuel, go take a look at it because each collector's edition is based on each of the classes. And it looked pretty cool. I think I'm going to pick up the Necromancer and the Monk one. I think those are the two classes that I enjoy to play the most. And then the last meme.
You're not going to collect them all?
Since there's 6, no. But
you're saying no. You've got 47 G Fuel containers, and you're going to draw the line at 6 more.
6 more of the same flavor, though. Look, the last time I did that,
but it's different cups.
It is different.
This man has steelbook cases of the same game because they had a different artwork on them, but he won't buy the container. He won't buy the G Fuel because it has different artwork. I see how it is.
Well, I don't give a fuck about the other ones.
Right
I don't care about the other ones. I don't play Barbarian. I don't play Demon Hunter, or Wizard, or Crusader. I don't play any of those. Well, and then there was another one, whatever the other one is. I don't play any of those. I don't care. I will say the last time they did this was with Spider-Man No Way Home, and I did buy all 3. And while I'm glad I did...
It's inconsistent.
That's also true. And while I am glad I did that, because they are cool shakers and everything, that flavor was very, very mid-tier. So I have 3 tubs of a very mid-tier flavor. So that's why I'm definitely not doing that here. But anyway, and then the last meme here for the day that put a smile to my face is for the first time in over 10 years, Sonic 06 is back in the Xbox Marketplace store for like $5. So go buy it.
It's still overpriced.
That's true. When I saw this, I saw some people comment, and there was one that just cracked me up where it's just like, do you think the guy that put that in there meant to put the original Sonic the Hedgehog and accidentally put the Sonic 06 one since they're both just called Sonic the Hedgehog? But hey, Sonic 06 back in the Xbox store, baby. Let's go. Go pick it up. $5. I actually just picked up the game here recently because it's a guilty pleasure, unfortunately. Oh, man. That game's so fucking bad. But God damn it. Why do I like it? All right. Well, do you guys have anything you want to wrap up with? Anything, any other gaming, anything, whatever?
No, I got nothing.
Nah, I think I'm good.
All right, we'll hit the music. Get out of here then.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button to help us build the channel. And then you can also hit the bell to notify you whenever any video goes up, whether it be this, Anime Plus, Terrible Football, and hopefully whenever we start doing our live stream shows and that fun stuff. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yep, do everything he said and more. If you stayed to the end of the episode, thank you very much. And hopefully you'll be back next week and join us with the large amount of shows we're going to be doing in the next month.
That's true. We are about to be very, very busy here at Game Aesthetic. This is our Super Bowl season. This is it. This is the time when we are going to be pumping out a lot of episodes. Having episodes like, Summer Game Fest, Xbox Bethesda Show, Nintendo Direct. We have Battle League, The Quarry, Three Hopes. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're going to be so busy. But yeah, do everything they said for sure. Check us out at our website, sparky3.com. You sign up for free, or you sign up $5 a month, support us further. Get early access, podcast episodes, and more. Check out the merch store, sparky3shop.com. Pick up some merch. We definitely appreciate that. Join the Discord down below for sure, especially with the live streaming stuff coming up. It's going to be a great way to get in contact with us. Shout Josh the Body Pillow. I just now remember that we needed to shout that out. If you want to, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Josh, thanks for making the show. Sooner or later, Josh will be back on the podcast. Sooner or later. But make sure to follow us over at Twitter at GameStaticPod, and check out the other shows, Anime Plus, a Terrible Football Show, talk about movie stuff, and our newest show, Spark Bark. With that said, until next time, guys, see you next week. About to be a very exciting month of June. Let's get into it.
Bye.